MMI, one of those brands that really goes under the radar, a very small micro brand that try and make their own identity. And I say that because they've been using the same date configuration for a while. All of their watches, or almost all of their watches, have this rota date complication that they really kind of invented, and they're affordable. Today we're taking a look at a micro-rotor version of a dress watch, although it still gets 100 meters of water resistance. So I would say this is more of an everyday watch. It's really good looking, and I have a fully loomed version on hand with a salmon dial. So let's flip the camera and take a look at MMI and their latest creation. MMI are a brand that I've featured here on my channel many times, and they are coming out with a dress watch. This has the Hangzhou movement inside. It's the Hangzhou 5000, which is a micro-rotor movement. They're not the first to use it. There are a lot of dress watches out there that feature this movement, but they've done a couple of special things with this specific take on that movement. So you have the small seconds at the 9 o'clock position. I really like that because it adds balance to the dial. A lot of brands choose to put the small seconds somewhere around the 7 o'clock position. I don't like that. I like this setup there or at the 6 o'clock position. That's where I like a small seconds. It might be just me, but personally, that's where I like the location. You guys know I'm always complaining about marketplaces like eBay and Chrono24. Today's video is sponsored by Chronograbs, a new marketplace that is dedicated to the enthusiast. Started by John P. of the John P. Watches YouTube channel. This new enthusiast-based marketplace is exclusively for selling your watches, and right now, if you sign up with Chronograbs, there are 0 fees, buying or selling. So that means you're going to get a better price when you're buying and more money when you're selling, because there are no fees currently on Chronograbs. And also, if you sign up right now for a free account on Chronograbs, by June 15th, you are automatically entered to win a Tudor Black Bay watch. All you have to do is sign up for a free account on Chronograbs. Again, that is chronograbs.com. Definitely check out their website for more information on the giveaway and giveaway details. Also, this is a salmon dial and is the first salmon dial that is fully loomed that I have ever seen, and it's on a dress watch. So it's a fully loomed dial on a dress watch. That is weird, and I love it. There's layers to this dial because it does get their pointer date. Their rota date is what they call it, and essentially all that means is that the date is underneath the dial. There's a hand that points to the date that is underneath the dial, and there's a window or windows all the way around the dial, and it just tells you what the date is by highlighting it with a little orange block. It's very easy to read. However, if you're someone like me who doesn't like to see the date window, this is a very nice solution because, again, it adds symmetry to the dial. It works really well. It's loomed for no reason because you don't see the date, the actual numbers for the date, but they loom it. So there's a little loom on the dial. That makes no sense. I like that again because I just like loom. It's very easy to tell the date. And because of that, because of the way that is set up, you have a layered dial. So there is an hour track. That's the highest portion of this dial. Right below that is the center portion of the dial, which has that basically the logo. It says automatic down at the 6 o'clock position and those small seconds. And then on the outer perimeter of the dial, you have the date. The dates are printed, and then you have that sub area, which is where that hand sits and highlights the date. So there's a couple of different layers. Also, the hands are filled with loom. All of the hands are filled with loom, and they are darkened, so you have black colored hands. You have a box sapphire crystal, an all stainless steel case, screwed in crown, screwed in case back. You do get to see the Hangzhou movement from the back, and it's actually not a bad looking movement as long as you don't get a loop and go very, very close to it. It's a very good looking movement. You have 100 meters of water resistance, And they said they're going to make some improvements on this watch. One of them is the loom in the crown. Again, this is a dress watch. You don't need loom in the crown. I like loom, so I like that they're doing that. And they said that they're going to add more loom to the crown, so I would never complain about that. And then date clarity. So it's very clear as it is, in my opinion. It's very easy to see the date. However, they're saying that they're going to have a method of printing the date that's going to be a little bit clearer. So that's all they're talking about. So the actual numerals for the date will be clearer. One of the benefits of a micro-rotor movement is that you have an automatic watch that is thin because the rotor is embedded into the movement. Also, you get to see more of that movement, so it's nicer technically to look at. This is thin and it gets 100 meters of water resistance with that sapphire crystal that is boxed and domed on the front. That does add width to the watch. So this is around 10.5 millimeters thick. That is very good. The width on here is 38.4 millimeters. And then the lug to lug is just about 45.5 millimeters. The crown, 5.9 millimeters. This version is on a beads of rice. I believe they are offering this on straps as well. I'm not sure if they're providing a strap at the price. They decided to go with a beads of rice bracelet on this watch. It has solid links, solid end links, quick release. The clasp is milled, however, you do not get on the fly micro adjust. And like I always say, I would like to see some on the fly micro adjust. I'm not sure if this will be changed for the production model. If it is, I will put something down in the description. However, this is a very nice clasp. It's on the smaller side, but you have some nice finishing here. It's signed with the brand logo. However, obviously you have manual micro adjust of 4 positions, which isn't bad. You also have very large screws on the links. So very nicely made bracelet. I just wish there was some on the fly micro adjust. On my wrist today, I have a very popular watch. This is the new Loco from Christopher Ward. This is the blue version. It is a very, very vibrant blue, especially when you add this blue strap. It's like blue overload. I like it. I think it might be a little too blue for me. I don't know. I've been wearing it over the last few days, and the color here is probably my only problem with the watch. But other than that, I think these are fantastic. And there is the MMI on my 7.5 inch wrist. I really cannot wait to show you this dial in the dark because the lume on here is pretty insane. But you can see that this is a 38.4 millimeter watch. I have a 7.5 inch wrist. It wears really nice on my 7.5 inch wrist. You also have that 45.5 millimeter lug to lug. That's on the bracelet or the strap because the bracelet does get female end links, so it does fold down very nicely. That thickness obviously makes this a very comfortable wearing dress watch. And obviously you owe that to the Hangzhou 5000 inside that micro-rotor movement, which makes this a thin watch with 100 meters of water resistance. Well, there you go. This is very, very, very bright. The only complaint that I would have is that the second hand on that sub-seconds is not lume. So you cannot see that your watch is working in the dark. A little bit of lume on that sub-seconds would go a long way because the sub-seconds is not loomed at all, and you don't see that the hand is moving. Other than that, this is very bright. You have a lot of lume on the dial. Those hands are lume, the hour and the minutes hand are lume, and you have that date. You can see that it's 13th, even in the dark actually. So this is solving the problem of the other ones that I have seen in the past. You can see the date in the dark with this watch. So that is pretty cool. Definitely something to check out. There aren't really any other brands that are doing something like this. It's a really cool idea. And if you don't really like a date window, but you want a date window, this is a really great way of getting one that isn't obtrusive, so it really isn't in your face. Price on this watch is $468. I think that's actually a very good price, especially for this dial. I think this is very, very unique. And by the way, you do get that lume crown, which in my opinion has plenty of lume in it. I don't think it needs any more lume, but they're going to put more lume in it. And like I've said, I never complain about more lume. I think that's a really good price. There's a lot going on here, and it gets 100 meters of water resistance, which isn't easy to do for a dress watch. definitely check out their website. If you are interested, check out their Kickstarter. I will put links down below in the description. Check them out. Anyway, guys, thank you for logging on. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell icon. Hit that like button. It is really helpful for the channel. And of course, leave a comment down below. I really do appreciate it. And all of that helps support the channel. And you know, I love making these videos and I love the support. So please, guys, if you can do that, I really do appreciate it. Anyway, guys, thank you for logging on. Thank you for watching this video. I will catch you guys in the next video.